White Wolf, the complete series. Written by K. Matthew. Narrated by Hunter Millbrook. Chosen. Is he not of a form? Orion whispered as he stared through the foliage at the shirtless backside of a young man chopping wood several yards away. The older man grunted in reply, soaking in every detail of the dark-haired Adonis as he lifted the axe high above his head, sweat glistening from his toned muscles as he swung the weapon down with purpose. Orion had been looking for weeks for a new addition to the pack, a replacement for one of their fallen comrades. He had searched as far as their territory would allow and had almost given up hope when he stumbled upon the boy buying produce in the marketplace with an older woman. Stealthily, Orion followed them back to their cottage in the woods a few miles away from town. The seclusion of it would make a perfect setup for the boy's capture. "You will make a great alpha one day," the older man said, and a hand slipped between his legs to stroke the bulge that was beginning to form against his jeans. Orion looked down and licked his lips hungrily, feeling the need to taste the older man's cum. It was primal and came on almost as quickly as the man's erection, this sudden need to mate. "Did I please you, Jackson?" Orion asked, with eager anticipation of the answer. "Very much so. We will come back tonight and take him. For now, we should go prepare." The two men disappeared into the woods, though Orion couldn't help but steal another glance at the shirtless torso of their soon-to-be new packmate. He had captivated Orion so completely, the golden brown tan of his skin and the tightly cut V that dipped into his trousers, pointing to what Orion was sure to be a lovely cock and balls. A small sigh escaped his lips at the thought of never being able to have this conquest. It was a sacrifice that he had made in becoming the beta wolf for his pack. Jackson sensed the sexual buildup inside of Orion, and it only made his cock thicken with desire, longing to find a warm, wet hole to slip into. As soon as they were out of earshot, Jackson stopped and turned on Orion, grabbing him forcefully by his short blonde hair and pulling him into a desperately passionate kiss. As they tasted one another, probing and exploring needily with their tongues, Orion moaned into Jackson's mouth. It was a sweet sound to Jackson's ears, hearing Orion in the thralls of pleasure. He never failed to express himself vocally, a quality that Jackson found most enduring. Jackson briefly reminisced about the time, only a few years prior, when he had chosen Orion to join the pack. Orion was the most beautiful creature that Jackson had ever laid eyes on. One look was all it took for Jackson to become infatuated with him, and he knew that he would go to whatever lengths it took to make the boy his. That was the original reason that Orion had been chosen to join the pack, not from skill or strength, but from an unwavering need for Jackson to feel his cock parting this beautiful boy's virgin ass and filling him completely. It had been so long since that day in the woods when Jackson had first dominated Orion and made him his forever, but Jackson remembered it as if it were just yesterday. Despite his choosing of Orion coming from his selfish desires, it had been a wise decision. Orion was unwaveringly faithful to Jackson, and his passion knew no bounds. It was as if he never tired of being fucked in whatever way Jackson pleased. No matter how hard he wanted to fuck Orion, the boy would take it with a quivering body and a stiff cock. Jackson's hands caressed the growing bulge between Orion's legs, and he stroked the length of it, enjoying the feel of Orion becoming aroused with his touch.